Not from Los Angeles, California, Smokey Daze Haze. Thanks. Yeah, this is going to be an anime set, and I can't even get this glove on, but anyways, I'm going to try to be quick, you know, I only got that limited time, so we'll see how it goes. But anyways, Black Clover for the longest time, I thought Never was the third brother. You know, Solid, Never, you know, you got Solid, Never, and Nozel, they all dress the same, they all have like the same hair, the same outfit, the same like cloaks and everything, they're in the same squad. So, you know what I mean, it wasn't like, you know, I could see how I could make that mistake. I remember I asked someone what Noel would look like when she got older, you know what I mean, and they said AC or Silva, like her mother and stuff, and I was thinking, you know, what if one day you wake up and you're next to basically Never? What do you do then? You know what I mean? So that's why maybe I'd go with Mimosa over Noel if I was asked. Because, you know, I think the Vermilion family's a little bit nicer. I wouldn't want to have Solid and Never as like my in-laws, you know what I mean? Even the worst Vermilion, I mean, whether you like Kirsch or, you know, Sis Leo or any of them, you know what I mean? They at least be half decent. So, you know, plus you'd be, you know, I think that'd be, you know, better mix. When I did like tuxedo modeling, I'd imagine that I was, you know, Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon without the cape, the cane, and the mask. And, you know, so that made it a little bit easier. The first show, I drank 14 Zin wine glasses, you know, because I only got like 20 bucks. You know what I mean? I was getting my money's worth. But it was kind of cool. I got, you know, now I'm like Stuttering John, right? I got to work with hot models, this fashion show, hanging out. You know what I mean? You know, they were hanging on to me because, like, you know, it was hard for them to walk. They had to keep changing dresses. They had to keep doing shoes and stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm like, don't worry. You know what I mean? I'm like, just hold on to me, and I'll make sure, you know, don't worry. Just hold on to me, whatever. And, you know, I'm not sure what was holding me up, but hey, if we flow, we might end up on YouTube, I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Now I'm on YouTube, but it's not, you know, I had like a herniated disc at the time. So, you know what I mean? It was like I had my own issues, and it's like all the other people there that, like, you know, he got to do the tuxedo, so like they didn't want to walk with them. They didn't want to do it then and stuff. And it's like, look, what kind of baby are you? You're in a tuxedo, you're in a great outfit, you're walking around with a hot woman who looks great, you has makeup and everything, and you're walking down in the fashion show like a gentleman. You're walking with the ladies if you were married. You're walking like a man should with a woman. So, you know, I don't know what was wrong with them, but whatever. I made the best of it. And, you know, I did about 13 of them. You know, I got to work with there was one I almost got to walk down with, but I couldn't, I couldn't switch, like, tuxedo, you know, jackets at the time. It got stuck. So, what can you do? I got to moonwalk with, like, this Michael Jackson impersonator and all this other stuff. So, I don't know. I'll talk more about that another time. Which, like, after you watch anime to a certain point, nothing starts to surprise you. Like, JoJo's Golden Wind, for example, a person swaps souls with a turtle, you know, Conoroff, he ends up into, like, a turtle soul at One Piece, you know what I mean? So it's like, you don't even bat an eye at that point, because it's like, you're so used to it. You know, it's just JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah, oh, so they all switch souls, they're all in different bodies, and, you know, one guy had 2 souls, and, you know, so they went into 2 different bodies, and this and this and that, and then, oh, there's a little thing behind the soul, and, you know what I mean? It's just so funny, and, like, I don't know, they just, I like the first season, you know, but I'll talk about that more. One season, though, it looked like I drew the skies and stuff, and people said it was good art. They're, like, in the town the whole time, but I'm not going to talk too much about that, but I will say, you know, JoJo, there's like a JoJo's bar I saw, and it has a drink that comes with a hand, so, you know, JoJo, you understand what that's about. You know, I don't want to ruin it too much, because, you know, that season's got a little bit more where you can ruin it, so I don't want to say too much. But, yeah. So I remember, like, I was watching anime, I think I just had, like, a neck surgery, or, you know, I was injured or whatever. So there's this thing like Attack on Titan, and I'm watching, and there's, like, these naked giants. They have weird faces, no genitals, and they're just running around. It's, like, crazy. And, I mean, I would watch at least the first 2 seasons. Season 3 I didn't like as much, and, you know, a lot of people had problems with that. And so, you know, but the first 2 seasons were really good. Season 2 I think is my favorite. It had the longest gap. Some people are negative about that, whatever. But what's cool is it has Games of Thrones characters, like, you know, for the pure Titans. It's got, like, you know what I mean? So, like, their faces and everything, they're from Game of Thrones, if you know that. They took characters from that. Brock, the Armored Titan, you know, Brock Lesnar is based on the Armored Titan, and, you know, the Attack Titan is based on someone else. I can't even remember it. It's like, I had a tech come from my, you know, cable once, and he's talking to me, and we're talking about anime, I'm telling him how I like Black Clover, we were talking about Season 3 of Attack on Titan, and all this other thing, and he told me about that site that they took down, it's this anime site, and all these other sites. So, he's talking to me about Naruto. He said he was a fan of Naruto. He watched all the episodes on that. And he goes like this. He's like, you know, it's like they're from the moon and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that explains a lot. And I'm thinking that I'm watching it. There's this guy Rock Lee, or should I call him Rock Lee? Because obviously the guy's on an acid trip. He's got dilated eyes. He's got no pupils to iris. He's just a black hole. And it's like, you're telling me, like, and you know, it explains a lot, especially when you get to the Great Ninja War after the friggin' Pain, you know, after the Pain saga or whatever. I don't want to ruin too much, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like if you watch an episode, all of a sudden there's a flashback to their kids again, and then there's this, and then that, and then like, what happened with Sasuke? Sasuke and Naruto, like 15 years ago we've had that episode. What happened with this? What happened with Danzo? You know what I mean? All of a sudden, and then they're going to these flashbacks and all this other stuff. Like, so that it's got to be an acid trip. There's no way anyone wrote that as realistic, because that would explain everything. It's a Rock Lee acid trip, kind of like St. Elsewhere, whatever. It's like the thing in the snow globe. So I just wanted to break it to you to the DragonBall Z fans out there, especially the Vegeta fans. Goku is Trunks' father. Goku is Trunks' real dad. If you don't believe me, well, you know what? Search in your heart. You know it to be true, Vegeta. You know he hit that. You know he tapped palm. You know he's the real dad. I could explain why, but you know, when you look at it, you see the height, you see the hair, you know everything. You look at Trunks back to save Goku. You know what I mean? You know, the writing's on the wall. And future Trunks is the father of Vegeta's daughter. I don't want to ruin Dragon Ball Super, but you know what? Future Trunks is Vegeta's, you know, is the father of his daughter. You know, we know Bulma had a hot thing for her, and Bulma was a little bit weird. You know what I mean? It's almost like when you watch King of the Hill, this cartoon, a really great cartoon, and it's like Peggy Hill finds out that, like, you know, John Redcorn's having an affair with Dale Gribble's wife, Nancy Gribble, and that Joseph Gribble is really the, you know, is really the son of him. And you know, she's like, John Redcorn, and he's like, Peggy Hill, and she's like, John Redcorn, and he's like, Peggy Hill. You know what I mean? It was like kind of like one of those moments. And then, like, I swear, you know, when I was in physical therapy once years ago, I'm watching this thing, this anime, and it's like this really weird anime. It's really popular. And I'm like, this has to be based on Conan. It's like the story of Conan the Barbarian. It's like, it's Pokmon. You beat them into submission. You train them to pit fight. You gotta enslave them all. You know what I mean? That's basically what it's like. And it's like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, when I saw that, I was like, this is some crazy stuff, man. All the nurses are the same. And you know what? I named one of my dogs Misty Haze, so I don't know. Maybe I had a thing for Misty. Liz Katz was a really hot cosplay of Misty that I saw, even though she was like in the dirt and stuff. People told me that she did like porno or something like that. So there's this girl, Christine Gentili, who I used to date. Well, not date. Whatever. We won't comment on that. But anyways, we used to talk a lot on the phone, let's say. And I didn't know it was a thing, but she really liked it, so she had to sing this Jigglypuff song. So, in the limited time that I have left, you know, I don't know how much time I got left, but I'm going to do the Jigglypuff song, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to start at my own tune, and I'll see. I lost my voice, so I don't know how it's going to go, but here we go. I'm going to do it as long as I can, and as long as it records, and we'll see what happens from there. And, you know, thanks for listening. Smokey Daze Haze, and you might want to cut out now, because it could get ugly. Jigglypuff, 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 Jigglypuff,